Call me out upon the water, the great unknown where feet may fall. And there I find you in the mystery. In oceans deep my faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you never failed and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours and you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence and the power. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence and the power. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace.
Can you guys hear me? Is this working? My Britney Spears mic is on? All right, cool. I talk with my hands, so that's why we needed to do this. Thank you so much for doing that song. Thank you. I requested that song because as I was kind of preparing and gathering this message for you guys today, I was looking for a song, and that popped up, and it moved me so much. Did it move you guys this morning? Yeah. Ooh. I was marinating in the spirit sauce that you were talking about last week. That's right. Oh, high five on that. Yes. So I had that song on repeat, and I just was marinating in that and just kind of hanging out there and living there. And that spirit is so peaceful. It's so beautiful. It's that rest that we're looking for, that relief that we're looking for when things are overwhelming, when we feel like the waves are way higher than what we can handle. Have you guys been there before? Am I the only one? Okay. So I have definitely found myself in that situation more than once because I start to, kind of get ahead of myself, and I start to worry, and I start to have all this pressure of like, I want to accomplish this, I want to be successful, I want to da-da-da-da-da. And then your mind just starts racing, and before you know it, you've kind of lost control of it. And it's really hard to find that peaceful, centered place. And so we talk about that a lot. We talk about being centered, we talk about being aware, we talk about consciousness, but how do you get there? What is that? Right? And I found myself, after 2 years of being at Unity, kind of figuring all of that out and thinking, taking Prosperity Plus and being a part of the community here, still not really understanding within myself where that center point was. And so it wasn't until I had a baby. Nothing like a child coming to the world to give you a new perspective on things. Right? Because now I not only have the responsibility of being a great example, but I'm a teacher to a little person. And it's amazing because I just heard something recently that hit me hard. It is easier to raise solid children than to fix a broken adult. Let that marinate for a minute, And that'll make you look at yourself and go, ooh, what kind of example am I? And so I didn't realize what was happening at the time. Now I understand 2 years later that what was happening is divine discontent. It's amazing that you put that word together. I was like, is that what that was? Yes, it was. Divine discontent came in and it was rattling me when Julian was born. Like, I thought it was I need to do all these great things so I can provide, so I can, give him a great life. I was worried. My husband and I are entrepreneurs, so we don't have the steady paycheck coming in, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? Now we have a little guy involved. Like, it got real, and that fear got real. That whole feeling of, I don't know if I can do this, started to set in. And that wasn't really my way of thinking before. And so it was very uncomfortable for me. It was really too much. It was really too much to handle. And I found myself saying over and over again, just keep swimming. Just keep your head above the water. Just keep your head. And I remember talking to girlfriends and saying, I feel like I'm drowning in this. Like, I feel like I'm drowning and just trying to keep myself above the water. How do I, how many times have you guys heard that? Just keep swimming. Yeah, Dory had a good point in Finding Nemo. She did for that moment. That's not for our lives. You know why? Because when you swim, you're trying to keep yourself above water. What's happening? The waves are actually getting bigger around you. Right here, these waves are now sky high. And you really understand that, oh, now it's life or death. I'm going to drown. So in that moment, I was telling her, I'm just trying to keep my head above water. And this peace just came in and said, just float. Boom. It was, just float. What are you struggling for? Why are you, doing all this? Why are you're trying so hard that you're doing too much? Just rest. Take a break. I got it. And what I started to understand was that I needed to have that peace in order to be good at anything. I needed to keep that in order so I could be aligned with the power that I've been given to do the job that I'm supposed to do. Now, what's the job? What's the job? It depends on you. We all have each individual gifts. And so what I started to realize, Julian's born, I'm like, all right, we're going to take it to the next level. So I've been a makeup artist for a long time. So, all right, now we're going to come out with a makeup line. We're going to blow things up because I got a baby. I got to provide. I got to, And then it was, all right, so that starts happening. I start realizing, man, that's not the real purpose. But I didn't really know what it was, I knew there was something. I knew I was on the right track. It wasn't really hitting all those marks for me spiritually. Divine discontent, nudging me, pushing me. Keep going, girl. Keep going. You're getting closer. You're getting closer. Okay. So through classes, I decided, I really want to make sure that I'm giving a good message to every student because I have an opportunity to connect. So I want to be very careful with that time and be very respectful of that time and that connection and make sure that I live to my potential in that moment, in that gift of a moment that I'm giving by someone being in front of me. And so, so I start working on my message. And this is just an intro to a makeup class, seriously. But I was like, I gotta get it right. And I was like, why am I taking this so, not that I'm don't need to take it seriously, but it just felt so much bigger than what I was doing. And so I felt like, there's something off there. Divine discontent, something off there. And then I started to realize through prayer meditation that the message is what it was all about to begin with. Spirit got my attention through the makeup. And it was like, oh, I like this. I'll go that way. It caught my eye. So I kept moving. And so that's why I'm here, because I have a message to share. And I'm so grateful because I sat down with our Rev Dale, who is, you got some power. Thank you for inspiring all of us. Thank you. So please. I've had him on repeat too, just so y'all know. Podcast. Don't wait till Sunday. So I was like, I gotta deliver a message? Are you serious? Okay, all right. So I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that looked like, and I called Rev Dale. I said, hey, can we talk? Can we talk seriously? And we met for coffee, and through that he said, yeah, you gotta talk. You gotta share that message. And so the message that I wanted to share with you guys is about waking up. Okay, so what I did 2 years ago was I opened a book because I was so overwhelmed. I wanted relief. I was hurting. I was leaking energy all over the place. And I wasn't living to my full potential, but I also didn't feel good about it. You can coast, but then coasting becomes a problem when you're sad about it, but you're not sure what's happening. When you start having a problem with everybody around you because they're rubbing you the wrong way. All that, that's what that is. So I opened a book called The Untethered Soul. Now, y'all, I was real busy. I was so busy. So busy trying to be everything I wanted to be. I didn't even know what it was, but I was busy doing stuff. And I had ordered this book like 3 months prior. Never gave myself a chance to read it, but I was so desperate, I've opened it. I was like, okay, Untethered Soul, please help me. Something. Be what I'm looking for. And I opened it, and I was introduced to my inner roommate. Ooh, that roommate's got some problems. Woo! Ooh, oh. So that girl's got some hurts. That girl's got some definite fears. And what happens is that ends up really controlling you. without you realizing it. So I'm introduced to my roommate, and I want you to close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. It's going to be only for a second. So now I want you internally in your own head right now to just say hello to yourself. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Hello? That's your roommate. Open your eyes. So that roommate, so you know, like when you're trying to go to sleep at night and you're thinking about all the things that you haven't done, or, oh, I forgot to call Sally. Oh, man, I can't believe. And then you've got to keep a notepad because all these things start. That's your roommate. Constantly chattering and talking. When I realized that this voice is that, I said, oh my goodness, you never shut up. I'm tired when I wake up because you just talking all the time, you know? And it's kind of great because you're like, oh, voices in your head, but it's true. It's true. You think you're the only one, and you're not. We all have that, okay? So you've got this roommate, and I want you to visualize and think about this roommate as a person, a crazy person. Crazy person with real bad ideas that sits in your head, sits next to you and like, did you hear how she said that to you? I wouldn't let that slide. Oh, did you really just say that? Great. Now they're going to think you're stupid. Oh, my goodness. Am I alone? Okay, just want to make sure I'm not alone up here. Okay, just want to make sure. So you've got this chatter, this nonstop, just bugging you, irritating you, just constantly trying to throw you off and distract you and get in your way. Get in your way. That's what that roommate's trying to do. So don't get in your own way. So how do you quiet that? What do you do? So got this person that not only is talking all the time, but I'm also taking advice from. Serious. Think of it like that. How many bad decisions you're like, that's a good idea. I should let her know that she made me mad. Oh my goodness. Yes, I can't let that slide. And you take the advice and you run with it, you know? So it's all in not only how you perceive it and how you receive it, but then it's that, just so you understand, that roommate is throwing a filter on it before it hits your heart. It's like, fear, anger, all that stuff, okay? So remember, so when you get it, you're like, oh, that hurt so bad. But why? What is it really? What was it in that made you so upset? What is in that got you so riled up you can't sleep at night? What has you so just, I can't relax and I can't feel joy and I can't feel at peace? What is it? Shh, quiet that roommate down. How do you do that? Where's the off switch? Where is it? How many times? I've heard a lot of people say, I wish I could turn off that switch in my brain. I wish I could. I wish I knew where it was. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you where that switch is, okay? So you've got a roommate now, okay? We understand this? You're following me? Got this roommate. I want to ignore her. I want to not pay attention. So I am going to separate myself. And this is what I didn't understand. I didn't understand how to be centered and separate myself and be the watcher. Because your life, think of it, is a lucid dream. Have you ever had a dream like that? Like you're like, I'm dreaming. Wow, I wonder if I can fly. I wonder if I can do these things, right? You have a lucid dream. So think of it also like a movie that's playing. So you're watching it. You're watching you on a movie, and you're eating your popcorn, watching. What's she gonna do, right? Think of it like that. Think of it like that. So when that happens, what would you tell yourself? Stop. Just shh. And that's what I found myself telling myself when I became aware of what I was actually doing, saying, feeling, because I was like, what are you doing? Roommate, crazy face, what you doing? No, No, we don't want to say that. No, that is not a good idea. So you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say nothing. A lot of times you just have to just give yourself a timeout. Sometimes you have to give yourself a rest and just separate because you're so close. You're so in it. You feel everything, and a lot of times you don't need to. So you feel that need of, I'm going to stir that pot and let him know that that was not okay. I'm going to do that just to make sure that that never happens again. Don't you ever touch that spot in my heart again. And so then you realize when you take that break, that didn't require my involvement. I just made it into a problem. Because of the filter and the way I received it, now I've got to give that back. So it's like figuring out you have a superpower when you realize that that is a different person and it's not you. Because I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that I wasn't the one that was walking around with the hurt and the pain but I'm supposed it's Christ consciousness. I'm aware that I don't like myself all the time. How do I fix that? And so it wasn't until I was able to change my perspective. So when I teach a makeup class, we talk about eyebrows, okay? And when to pluck. And I'm going eyebrows so the men don't glaze over on me, okay? We all have eyebrows. So when you tweeze, the first thing I say is do not use a magnification mirror because you're this close. You can't see what you're supposed to be doing because you're in it, okay? You're so close. You're like, I'm just going to get this little hair right here. And then you look up and you're like, I have no eyebrows left. I don't know what happened. It's because your perspective is off. And so I teach. You have to stand back. Your bathroom sink's here. There's the mirror because you have to see what you're doing, okay? That's why that movie's important. That's why thinking of it that way is so important because you realize that you are not the actress in the movie you're watching. You're not the actor. You are the viewer. You are the watcher. And you can manipulate and change it however you want to. So if you don't like what you see, change it. Take a time out. Take a rest. When you don't know what to do nothing. Have you guys ever heard that? I don't know, I can't remember who told me that, but I wish I did so I could hug them real good. So that means something so big to me because those times where I'm like, I have to make a decision, I have to do something, that is the worst time to make a decision because your roommate's in full blast, like, this is, and if you go that way, it's gonna be bad, if you go this way, it's gonna be crazy, blah. I can't think. You can't think because of all of the chatter. So when you allow yourself to sit back and rest and just be quiet, it's amazing the things that will bubble up. It's amazing the things that you'll figure out, you know what? I received it that way. What did that hit inside of me? Why did that bother me? Take a minute to investigate and pay attention to what you're paying attention to. But take it deeper. Where does that really go? When I was rubbed the wrong way, what did it rub? Where is that going down to? So if you're going to remove that thorn that's being touched, think about it. Now you don't have to worry about anybody rubbing it the wrong way anymore because it's gone. There's no need in protecting it and saying, oh, you don't touch that spot. I'm going to stay over here so you don't bother me. Get bothered, like you said last week. Get bothered. I can be fine on a mountain by myself because I've got nobody there to push my buttons. So we all need each other as a community so you can pay attention, so you can be in that constant state of awareness of yourself and those around you. Somebody bothers you. Why are you bothered? What's bothered inside of you? What's kicking? What wants to come out? It's not anger. It's not fear, because that's not Christ-like, right? That's your ego, like, we're not going to let that slide. So what I want you to do is in those moments, because being centered sounds so beautiful. It does, but how do you find it? It's amazing. Like, do I just, is this it? Am I going to get centered here? Is this beam of light going to hit me? Am I ready? Am I ready to receive it? No. It's in you. It's a seat. And now I want you to think of it like a movie seat. Just, I'm here. And now I can see from my new perspective how I'm actually perceiving things and what's going on. And I can make adjustments. And I can feel better about the adjustments I'm making because I know that when those thorns are removed and that gunk and all that hurt and all the this and that is built over years, you pull that out, it's amazing because then love can flow in that spot. You can now be filled up with the good, and you can feel that blissful feeling of floating in the water, of that embrace, of feeling like, oh, nothing matters. You know why? Because you're in the moment. You're in the now. And nothing matters when you're in the now. And when you're feeling that your current situation is a problem, that's when you really need to take a time out and say, let me figure out what the real problem is. And when you go to that place, you can just rest. And meditation, I always kind of thought was like zoning out. How quiet can I be on my inside head? And that's just a challenge for your roommate. Your roommate's like, yeah, I'm going to distract you. Squirrel. You're like, I can't stay still. So you have to find that place where you can just vibrate in that energy that feels so good. Where's that space for you? Where's that space for you? Maybe it's singing. For all week, it's been singing this song in my car and just feeling so reminded that it doesn't matter what's happening around me or how I'm perceiving things. All that matters is that embrace is so warm and so inviting and so rich. And we have the ability to tap into that anytime we want to. How beautiful is that we have that gift inside of us? So I'm just trying to get my little cogwheel in alignment with the big cogwheel. That way I can do the work and do the things that I'm meant to do and that we are meant to do. We all have that desire in us to be better, to be greater, to do the things, to do the work that we've been put here to do. And so I hope that if nothing else, you now know that when you are not present, that very moment that you say, I'm not present, you are present. It's that easy to sit down and find that seat. Thank y'all for loving me as I've come to the edge of the mountain and spread my wings.